science knowledge only adds to the excitement, the mystery, and the awe of a flower.
Evidence is evidence. It's public. Everybody can look at the evidence and assess it, and eventually, if there's enough evidence, come to the same conclusion.
The Chloe Sanctuary hopes to give you insight into the health and happiness of your companion parrots. We hope to help you build happy homes using reliable and proven tools. The best homes are built on a rock-solid foundation. And the best foundation for a happy home is the bedrock of science. When we stand on the shoulders of giants, the scientists who have worked long and diligently to understand our companions, we can reach new heights of understanding. And understanding is the key to success.
I think treated, most of these birds have a good prognosis, and I would say in...
What does avian veterinary medicine have to tell us about our feathered friends? How can the tools of behavior shaping make our homes happier for us and our companions?
Shake.
How can we deal with biting, screaming, or other misbehavior? What is it like to live among parrots? Let them roam around about you and share a life with them. Of the Chloe Sanctuary for Parrots and Cockatoos, a nonprofit charity dedicated to the empowerment of captive parrots and public awareness.
Hi, and welcome to Cockatude, Cockatoos with Attitude. And friends, today we have with us a cause. Is that a cause? Are you burying your head back there, cause? Yeah, today we're talking about time management. In other words, we're looking at the time we spend with birds that need help, okay, and the time we devote to other things. And I took some seminars with the Cannon Training Group, led by Fran Cannon. And one of the things he drummed into us is that you're worth a certain amount. Let's say you think you're worth $20 an hour, okay? We'll just use that as a baseline. You think you're worth $20 an hour. So you go out and do your laundry, okay? If your laundry takes you 3 hours to do, because you got to gather it together. That's normal, right? Normally you have to sort it into whites and different things, and then once you got it all sorted out, you wash it. Then you have to either hang it or put it in a dryer, and then you have, that you really figure it out. It's at least 3 hours for most people to do laundry. I'm talking about a full load, okay? Most people don't think about the time. So figure that out. 3 hours at your time. If you're $20 an hour, you spent $60 to do your laundry, if you count your time. So I get my laundry done by a service, and the service costs me $4 a month. I basically just store up my laundry for a whole month. Yeah, I got that much. And then they do it, and they package it, they wash it, they dry it, they package it up, and they bring it back. And that saves a lot of time. Instacart through Costco does my shopping. I don't have to go up to Costco anymore to shop. And that saves me 4 hours there, because there's the time driving up, the time driving back, and the time on the floor getting all that stuff. And all I really have to do is be here to receive it and make occasional changes if they say they're out of something, that kind of thing. Small things like bananas and fruit that I need to get locally, I get that from Vaughn's, and they deliver. That's $5 for them to deliver here. So you place a $60 order, they pick it, they bring it to you, okay? And they charge you $5 for delivery. You can't beat that. And then if I need any small items, whatever items, if I need an air conditioner even, I'm ordering it from Amazon, so it shows up here in 2 days because on Amazon Prime, right? So I'm not running out to do that. I save about 15 to 20 hours a week based on all these little time-saving things. Another thing is getting yourself a good task manager. I use OmniFocus, which keeps track of what I have coming up. It tells me when I have to change the oil in the vehicle. And I don't have to think about it. So basically, whenever I think of something, it goes into my OmniFocus, it goes into an inbox. And from the inbox, every day I go through there and say, okay, this is going to get done, this is going to get done this day, and I organize everything out. And then I can forget about it, because it'll pop up on those days when something needs to be done. Come up here, silly one. Come up and see me. Hi, how you doing? Yeah? Are you sure? You positive? Okay.
It is ignorance of Bob's nature that turned Babalu into a living gargoyle. Bob's would-be parents made a hasty choice and found themselves in living hell, torn between guilt and frustration. I have seen the joy in Babalu's eyes now that he has a new life with me as his companion. To see Babalu love and trust again is worth the effort of a lifetime. But, once again, Bob is heading toward the pain of separation. My heart nearly broke the day I discovered that he was heading toward a cloacal prolapse, that his life will be cut short. To find love and acceptance and then have it stolen away from you by failing health is too much to bear. We can slow the progress of his failing health, but we can't stop it. He will need several surgeries, and eventually, Babalu will die. We want to give him the best possible life until that day. His surgeries will become progressively more expensive over time. Won't you please lend Babalu a hand and donate to his medical fund today? Our donation button is on our webpage at www.chloesanctuary.org. Just be sure to say, "For Bob," in the notes when you donate.
So if you have time management, that helps, because you get things done and you have more free time. So with my time management system and all this other stuff, delegating the work, I get that extra 15 to 20 hours a week, and that's extra time to work with them. Now what I do is, obviously every day I'm looking at them, I'm watching to see if there's any stereotypic behavior. If you've got a bird in a cage who starts pacing back and forth, or taking their beak and going up and down the bars, okay, or starts squawking regularly, we call that screaming, when it's squawk, 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 squawk for a long period of time, say 10 minutes or more, that's called screaming. They start moving their head like this. Well, it usually doesn't get that bad here, but I will occasionally get pacing. Once in a while, I'll get strobing the bars. Lorelei will do that sometimes. Or they'll just sit and stare at you, like, can I do something? Can I do something? Then at that point, you need to make some changes. Now, the first changes you can do is put different toys in their cage. Change up the toys. Careful with your regular parrots, your real parrots, as opposed to cockatoos. If you start changing things around in their cages, that can upset them, so be careful there. Make changes cautiously. Know your bird, okay? Know the signs that they're not happy. You put something in their cage and they're all the way up away from it on the other side of the cage, plastered there like they've been sprayed, you've attached them with glue or sprayed them with glue. That's not good. But if the feathers on the back of the neck come up and they take a step away from something, be aware of that. Because you're trying to make their life better, not worse, right? If you've got a bird that is trying to mate with its toys, then you need to get those toys out and put something in there they can't mate with. And that's usually chewables that are foot toys, that kind of thing. But I've seen birds even try that, so. Right, Kaz? Right, little Kazi? So, I keep track of it, and if I see a behavior like that, and usually you can catch it early on because they're going to start with it right away. Sometimes it's later in the day. I'll target that bird for some special attention the next day. They all get some special attention, during the day because they have night cages and day cages. They're always being moved. They're not staying in the same cage. There are only two exceptions to that. Marley, and who does not want to be transported. I eventually can probably break that, but and then Lucy, who just freaks out if you put her in another cage. So those are the only two that don't get moved. The rest of them get moved. So I have to spend a little extra time with Marley. That's not a problem because he's right by the door. So when I open the door to the kitchen and come out, he's going hi because he wants edamame. So he gets a lot of special attention that way. You can tell if you haven't given him enough treats because he'll start saying hi, hi, hi. He'll get very repetitive on it. And I don't like him to get that far into it, but I can't give him edamame every 20 minutes. So, right, girl? Right? So if I see pacing, and Lorelei will pace sometimes. She's got lots of problems because she had adolescent onset feather destructive behavior. As soon as she reached adolescence and started looking around for males, she started ripping her feathers. So if she starts pacing like that, what I will do is I will attach a toy to the actual perch. So when she's walking across, there's a toy there. And it slows the process down. It kind of breaks the rhythm of her walking, and that helps. Getting her into the aviary is important. She can be kind of pushy out there because she does want a mate and she can't have one. So by pushy I mean she will sometimes go after the other birds, even pull their feathers if you don't watch her closely. So she's the first one. She's the first one in when we're coming out of the aviary, and she's the last one out to the aviary. And then, if you can take them out. Take them outside, walk around the house or whatever, or you can take them out to a park. Be careful with the dog thing, though. I always carry a stun gun so I can stun a dog if it tries to attack the birds. Don't want to kill anybody, so the stun gun works great. It's 10,000 volts at a very low amperage. It'll have them, foaming at the mouth, but they won't die from it. I've never seen a dog on a pacemaker, so I don't have to worry about that. Oh, another time-saving thing is that I pay all the bills for the sanctuary and for myself through the bank. So, because I can choose what accounts I'm going to pay from, and I can organize everything, and I can get that done in an hour. In the old days, when I used to have to write out checks and all that kind of stuff, we're talking 2 hours to get everything organized. This way, I can do it in less than an hour usually. And so paying through the bank using their bill pay service is just a lot easier. Now, if birds are having trouble with socialization, I will get them either together in the socialization room or together in the kitchen when it's not like it is today, 90 degrees outside, or hotter. I haven't checked lately. It was 90 when I walked in here. And we'll be turning the air conditioner back on soon. So if you've got birds that are probably having trouble with socialization, and like with Lorelei, it's a good idea to get those birds in one place. Now, the kitchen is good because if you're giving them treats and they're sitting on perches close to each other but not right next to each other, you can get them acclimated so they'll be less aggressive towards each other. The other thing you can do is you can focus on that when you're in whatever room you socialize your birds in. In the aviary, I can do that by simply getting Pippa over next to Bob, and that's getting to be a much better situation. They haven't gone after each other in quite a while. They'll give the looks like they're about to sometimes, and then I have to kind of push them apart. But if you can see little issues coming up You start to see a bird doing a little stereotypic behavior, pacing or strobing the bars or something like that. You start to see that. Then if you immediately start changing their environment, doing something to get them attention, put on a I don't watch TV, but you can put on a television set. With Roman, he's got his own iPad, and he watches movies. Right now he's watching Chef, which he seems to like that movie, but he likes Willie Nelson, but I can't give him 6 times a day the same movie, so he watches Chef, and he watches Chorus Line and Chicago, mostly musicals, a few things that aren't. So one of the things you can do is put something on that they can pay attention to. I also use music. We have Amazon Prime, and we pay for the extra, so I can play any music I want in any room. So one group may be listening to one set of music, another group's listening to another. We're listening to different music out in the aviary. All of that comes through Amazon Prime. You can get that through Apple Music too, but I've got the relatively inexpensive Amazon devices, and the quality of the sound is good enough for us, right? Do you think that's good enough for us, Kaz? Do you think so? What do you think? So make as much time as you can by good time management and delegation. And then with the free time that gives you, take a little time to sit back and think about how you're going to approach issues as they come up. And then approach them carefully. Change the environment. If you're dealing with birds that have issues between each other, then get them together in small groups with their treats if necessary. So if you have birds that are really trying to go after each other, usually if you're feeding them treats, they're not going to do that. Just be sure that when they get full, they're ready to go back in their cage. Because at first, the effect of food as a primary reinforcer wears out when you're no longer hungry. You can offer a kid ice cream, but once they've eaten so much of it that they're about ready to throw up, they aren't going to want any more, and it's not going to... You can say, if you do this, I'll give you ice cream all day long, and it won't make a difference. And it's the same with them. So, good time management. I really recommend the Getting Things Done program, GTD. OmniFocus is a good tool for that. I'd also read the book on Getting Things Done. That'll help a lot. Get your time management together. Delegate whatever you can to others, and you can do that with working with the birds too. If you know a bird's being, right. And you don't have to spend more than 10 or 15 minutes extra time with a bird. They'll be happy with that in most cases. And in some cases, you can just have them in the room. Some birds will sit on a perch, and you can just have them in the room while you're doing things. Just don't forget they're there. Because sometimes when you leave the room, some birds will get into things. But I hope these little hints help. And Kaz, do you want to say goodbye to everybody? And say goodbye? Say goodbye, Kaz! Oh, Kaz, you're upside down. What are you doing upside down? Hi, Kaz. We'll see you next time. We welcome your feedback on our videos. We look forward to your insights, tips, questions, stories, and pictures. You can email us at cockatude@chloesanctuary.org, reach us on Twitter @ChloeSanctuary, and join with us on our Facebook Chloe Sanctuary page.
Science knowledge only adds to the excitement, the mystery, and the awe of a flower.